The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 21st day of June, 2023. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman, and she making her debut alongside me, not just doing the news, is Maya Palacio. And she'll also be doing her regular news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Welcome, Maya.
Morning, good morning. This feels so strange not being backstage right now.
I was going to say, does it feel a little bit different, like from the start?
It does feel different. I'm like, I didn't realize the intro was this long. I was sitting here waiting this long for everything to start up.
Yeah, it is longer. We got to find a way to make that shorter because, you know, we want to just get to talking. We want to get to engaging the people. And I'm sure they're like, come on, Jamal. I mean, come on. It's too long at this point. But thank you for doing this, Maya. You know, Maya felt sorry for me. Or it's just like, you look so lonely when everyone ditches you. So I'm just going to, come and hang out with you.
I'm going to just sit here and no, I'm going to engage.
Okay. Someone said, good morning and happy birthday, Sherry. Who is it like Sherry that's on this show? Is her birthday today? Oh, I didn't know. I mean, ain't nobody said nothing in the group. I completely forgot. I completely forgot. I mean, since Nicole said, I guess, her birthday, whatever.
Must be true.
Yeah, must be true. Well, yeah. Sherry, I thought it was the first day of summer today. Is it the first day of summer?
June 21st. Yeah, I think it is.
I think so. Help us out, folks. We don't have all the brains. We know.
Yeah, usually I'm in the back researching this. I can't.
No, literally, and then she's sharing the link and whatnot. But I think happy first day of summer, and I guess Sherry's birthday. She didn't invite me to no party. You got an invite, Maya?
I got like a telepathic invitation. I felt it come through.
Yeah, I don't know telepathy. I don't speak that. All right, folks. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Taiwan. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. He told me we'll get it right when it's on. But Tier 1, Darrell on from Longtail Learning. We're going to be discussing how they're helping and preparing students for exams. So a really, really cool tutoring organization with a young group of Bermudians who are looking to help others. So looking forward to that conversation. The daily play is music today. Yeah, it's music today. So don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we continue to do our part to improve our community. Well, obviously, folks, we do have some sad news that Maya will speak a bit more about in her news break. But yesterday morning, as we came on air, I stated that there was another road fatality according to the Bermuda Police Service. And then last evening, I legit thought it was the same report. I just thought I was seeing things. It looked like there was another road fatality. So, Maya, I believe there were 11 total in 2022. And in 2023, we're not even halfway through the year. There's already 10.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. Yeah, we're already at 10. Last year, we had 11. And the one that happened last night was the second one within like 24 hours. So again, yeah, it's very disturbing and sad, quick turnarounds for these fatalities on the island. And no matter how many times, we speak about it, something more needs to be done.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. And I think there's so many angles we can go, but we'll talk about this in subsequent episodes as well. But there was something that happened last week that a lot of people were writing us about. And thank you, Mario Santu, she says, good morning. Yes, first day of summer. So yes, happy first day of summer. So I just want to get into last week, quite a few people were writing us, asking us, are we going to touch on the situation that happened at Dellwood? Well, as I say that now, another situation's happened where there's an investigation into graffiti that was spray painted over the school. But we're not talking about that. The incident happened where last week the Royal Gazette reported that a mother actually pulled her son from Dellwood Middle School due to bullying. And basically, long story short, her son was picked on, and she said he suffers from a speech impediment. She says she made a report. She said he has, difficulties communicating the matter to teachers, and she's the one that reported it to the school. The two boys who, the perpetrators, on April 4th, according to the Royal Gazette, were suspended, but briefly because they, on April 6th, she said her son was confronted by one of the boys in the school who called him a snitch and then threatened to kill him in front of the students. According to the Royal Gazette, the Department of Education responded saying, we empathize with parents' concerns when their children are targets of antisocial behavior at school. Such situations can be traumatic and emotionally charged. And while we have a number of approaches to address them, we would respect the parent's decision to choose a different pathway. We encourage parents who have residual concerns and or seek clarity about our handling of any issue to remain in dialogue with us. I think that response is so trash. I'm sorry. It's so trash. And it's concerning to me. We've all been students. Maya, you probably spent time in, well, you did spend time in high school, middle school more recently than myself. But as the shortest person, usually, not, I mean, I wouldn't be that today, but as someone who was always the shortest in my class and the smallest, I had to have a scrappy do kind of attitude. Like, I don't think, it's easy to pick on that small person or that person with a challenge or, someone you think can't defend themselves. But I hate bullying. I hate bullies. Like, the question of the morning, folks, just to give you out there, is what's the best way to deal with school bullies? I'm not quite sure I agree with that handling. Just seemed like a standard response. I don't know how I feel about that. But let's go to Instagram. Let's read some of these responses from Instagram. Then we'll get to the audience and we'll give our thoughts. But I guess the question is, what's the best way to deal with school bullies? And I'm not saying you go like Twitter. We're not going there, go whoop someone's child or anything like that. We're talking about what should be done from start to finish. So Instagram, we had some people on there asking the same question. And someone said, protect the child's physical and mental well-being above all else. Follow the process and report it, right? Well, I think this parent did that. I think they followed what the process was, but they removed their child from the school. I'm sorry, but that parent shouldn't have had to remove their child from the school. No. The other perpetrators should have been removed, yeah? Another person says, mediation with students and parents, protecting the victim, and then suspension of the bully. Well, I don't know. Based on that, I don't think mediation took place, but the suspension of the bullies was like, what, 1-2 days,
Normally 2-3 days, yeah. Out of school suspension is normally 2 to 3 days.
And if they don't have the right foundation at home, they're probably playing PlayStation. I think PlayStations are still cool. Or chilling home, watching Netflix. Like, what is that really helping them? Another says, hurt people. Someone needs to understand why the bully is bullying. Another one says, the bully needs to be separated from the rest of the student body by any means. Kids shouldn't have to be fearful while trying to learn. Another person says, talk to them one time. If that don't work, kick them out. What are your thoughts, audience? What's the best way to deal with them? Those were some great responses on Instagram, by the way.
Can I say, well, I'm just be honest. I know at one point I was definitely a bully. And I think in everyone's life, we're always someone different in someone else's story, like a shy person or the rude person or the aggressive person or the kind person. We're always someone different to each other's story. And at a young age and in middle school is a tough year to be in. I will share sympathies with anyone in middle school right now. I hated my experience, but to that extent of threatening someone. I've had family members have to deal with something similar, honestly, like my cousins who were chased by other bullies, and it was traumatic for our family to like kind of deal with as well. And it's it's a rough situation, and you don't want that the child that does bully to like you just take out of school and then become a statistic later on in life. You don't want that, but they need to be held accountable for their actions, and we need better ways to handle this rather than just suspending them and bringing them back when they've learned nothing. Same way that we have, our prison cells that don't really have proper reform to help get people to be better or accumulate or address their mental issues. We need something like that here in Bermuda for the schools as well. And I know counselors do their best, but there's a lot of kids to just one counselor. And I'm happy for the one that I had at Whitney, but it's stressful. And I just want to give a lot of praise and sympathy to the mother of this child, because at least, and a lot of parents don't, you trusted your child, you believed your child, and you did what was best for your child. So really big ups to that, because a lot of children don't have that support to have a parent that's going to go all the way to help them in these situations and to believe them. So like, a lot of praise to the mother, but she shouldn't have to go through this, and neither should her son.
Yeah. And I had people saying, props to the mother, but where's the father as well? Like no father should want their son or child, period. And I'm like, let's not go there, because you don't know if the father's alive. You don't know if the father's, healthy and able. I don't think that's the way to do it. And we don't want to get lost in what the actual problem is.
Mm-hmm.
The child that's the victim is not the problem, not part of the problem. I think it's concerning to me. I'm going to be honest. Like, I may have been rude. I had challenges, but I don't think I was a bully. I was not in a space to be a bully. I didn't have that. I mean, some people say, well, you don't have to be big, but I was probably rude. That's what I'm going to stop at. I feel for people with children, because when your child is not with you, you just want to know that they're safe. You want to know that they're, when they go to school, they're learning. You don't want to have to worry about them fearing being in the institution of learning, like a place that they're supposed to be enjoying and preparing for life, right? Audience, what's the best way to deal with school bullies? Let's go to the live audience. Sam Catplay says, speaking from this year's experience, I raised all hell at school, and I was the one to call the police. Also emailed everyone higher up to inform them of the situation. The bully has gone to court. Wow. So Sam Catplace, are you saying that your child or, whoever you're the guardian of was bullied at school, and this is what the route you went? And if this is the case, again, the parents shouldn't have to raise all hell. There should be a process where they make a report. I agree with mediation. Mediation should always be an option. Mediate between the parents and the children, right? Because who knows? They could probably become best friends, right? But I like the steps, but this shouldn't be. No. Ebony Souza says, when my son encountered similar, after not being satisfied with what the school offered, I went directly to the parents. That didn't always end well, though.
Ooh.
And I cannot, so let's use an example. So the school does nothing. All a parent wants to do is protect their child, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you say, well, let me talk to this parent. You're going to talk to that parent, thinking it can be a rational conversation. They're going to say, my son, let me go speak to him and da-da-da. But people are defensive. Some people are defensive. They don't want to believe that their children are doing it. Or some people who know their children may be doing it make excuses. Well, what did your child do to make my child do that to them? I don't think a parent should ever have to approach the other parent. I think that should be part of the process. Again, I don't know what the exact processes are in each school or through the Department or Ministry of Education. But based on this situation with Delwood, I'm not quite sure the process is working. It's not working. What are your thoughts? Yeah. What's the best way to deal with school bullies? You wanted to add something?
I'm not even sure. I'm not too sure that parents even have to be brought into the schools. I'm gonna say from my experience, honest experience, I did get an out of school suspension once in Whitney, and my mother never showed up. I just was taken to the office, and I'll even be clear, it was something that I didn't do. but that's another story. And I was just told immediately that I was going to be suspended, out of school suspension. And I was like, for what? Like, what did I do? And then I was, just sent home. And I don't recall anyone having to pick me up. I just had to make my way. And then I don't even remember anyone telling my mother. I just remember letting her know I won't be in school for 3 days. So I don't know how, like, years have gone by. So I don't know if they've upped the level of communication with
Wow.
parents, but in my experience, it was nothing.
Wow. Interesting. So, and again, when they say about corporal punishment, the purpose of, physically disciplining your children, you don't just spank them because you're angry. You don't discipline because you're angry or they did something wrong. When you do it, the idea is so that they don't make the same mistake again. So if you're suspending these students, they shouldn't want to come back to school and call someone a snitch and continue bullying them. They should actually learn, hey, this kind of behavior, this is just step one. This is where it can do. This is what you can do instead. There's got to be lessons in this. There's got to be. What's the best way to deal with school bullies? Again, it's a sad situation, folks. If you missed it, a parent removed their child from Dellwood Middle School, according to the Royal Gazette, because basically she wasn't happy, and the general public doesn't seem happy with how the situation was handled. Michelle White says, bullying is a defense mechanism hiding other issues. The bully should be assessed to understand the why. Bring in parents and put the bully put the bully in that will help them understand the victim, such as a charity for disabled if bullying teasing a disabled person. Well, I don't disagree. I think it should be almost like community service, like things that they can learn from. I like that idea, Michelle. So if the bully is bullying someone for something in particular, educate them about that and put them in some sort of detention service, like say, look, every day during your lunch break, or I don't know how it goes because there may be laws saying that children, for the brain function at school, they have to do certain things, like have to have a lunch break or a recess or whatnot. But I think using something like that, putting them in a space where they can learn, could help. What are your thoughts, Maya? You think?
I think so, and I don't think it'll take away from their lunch. I mean, we get detentions at lunch as well. They take that away, so in that sense, so I see no wrong in replacing it with some courses, classes, or just lessons that have to do with teaching them about why they do what they do and why it's not okay. We definitely need more of that in general in school. Having more empathy, having more realization that not every person is the same. Just caring. We do need a lot more like hands-on knowledge, teaching people how to care nowadays, because I think we get too wrapped up in being this big person. When you're in middle school, there's a lot of pressure. Like there's a lot of pressure for middle school students, especially now with the phones in their hands, being able to see everything, post anything. It's a different era. I mean, bullying happens in every single generation, right? It does. But the cyber age and this, threatening age of anywhere, it's a little bit scarier, especially when you probably don't feel like you can tell anyone about it. So.
Yeah. And bullying, let's be clear, bullying and harassment is something that happens in the workplace too. This is not just something that happens in school, which I think that's why tackling it in at such a young age is important. Because you don't want to, I don't want to say it's better to happen now than in the workplace, but you don't want to children getting away with this and then growing up entitled, thinking, well, oh, the world's going soft now because when I was young, because that's how people think, like, oh, we become soft as a place. But no, that's just because it was allowed before, not because it should have been normalized. It shouldn't have been normalized. We just treated it differently then. So yeah, let's go back to the audience. Sam Cat Place Maya.
This restorative BS that the school is trying is just that, BS. Parents need to raise all how and do not waver. Accountability is key. Hold the school accountable and the department. I feel for her. It's sad that parents have to do that though. My village showed up. They must show up. But it's true. Like, it's sad that we have to, but I agree that we need to, because you can't, I say this often, you can't rely on government to do everything and fix all the issues, just where you can't really rely on school departments. Unfortunately, the only people that care about your child as much as you do is going to be you. like at the end of the day. And even though I know a lot of people do care and they want to be able to be there, but it's not always going to be on the forefront like it will for you. So if there's something that you need to change, I honestly feel like it is our responsibility to change it. As the parents, I can definitely say I wished multiple times that my parents had showed up for me during certain circumstances where I felt like they could have been there to defend me and they weren't. So this is that, yeah, I would definitely say it does take a village, and you would have to go up there. As much as it sucks that you have to, you have to.
And I find it strange that any parent would be okay with their child bullying another. But I also would find it strange if parents don't stand up for their child if they're being bullied. I think there's this on both ends. It's wrong. I just have such a problem with it. I don't like to see vulnerable people taken advantage of. That's my biggest issue in all of this. And people who are often bullied are vulnerable. People sense some sort of vulnerability in them, and it's very bothersome to me. Sean DeShield says, I had to enroll my son in martial arts school so that he could defend himself against bullies. Karen Simmons says, the process only works if the children and parents engage in mediation, which takes time. This rarely happens. Someone doesn't agree and engage. Very sad.
Mm.
It is very sad. Okay. And Sean DeShield says, it worked as he learned self-confidence in addition to self-defense. The bullying stopped, and when he stood up for himself and ducked the bully on his ass. You know what? I'm not mad at children doing self-defense to defend themselves against bullies. My challenge with that is martial arts and self-defense classes may cost money that everyone doesn't have, right? So that I just want to keep that in mind. But I know a lot of people who send their children to martial arts, different things like that, so that their children can be able to defend themselves. At the end of the day, as Maya said, I don't think this is necessarily a government problem. I think, yes, the Department of Education in this case could have responded better than this. Just seems like what a standard out of the book kind of response. I think they could have responded better. This is on the community. This is on parents. This is on your parenting skills. I don't think that when a child is born, when a baby is born, everyone's around goo goo gaga and so cute, so smiley and innocent, the innocence of a child, right? We're talking 12, 13 years later, and that child's now a bully. And some people are responding, not my child.
Mm.
Or 12, 13 years later, that sweet little baby is being bullied for that whatever reason by their peers. It's not acceptable. Charles H. Duffs II says, in middle school, they didn't tell your parents. I think parents should be made aware of situations going on in school, as this behavior could be out of the norm and the result of other things. As someone said, I agree, as someone said earlier. Mark Arthur C. Phillips asking Maya, shouldn't parents be teaching their children about caring?
Of course. Yeah, definitely, of course. But I still think that it could still be in the schools as well. Like we said, not everyone's parents are going to be parents. Like, unfortunately, like there are a lot of kids that have to grow up kind of raising themselves a lot due to issues within the household, whether it be divorce taking over, the family lifestyle, or, just neglect or whatever it might be. It's always good to have that in schools. Like we learn it in nursery school, like, oh, be kind, be respectful, say thank you, say please. But then we stop it along the way in middle school and in primary school. Like, we stop learning about empathy. And I know back in the day, Bermuda used to be so kind. We'll still say afternoon, everything on the roads and streets like that. But that's the extent right now in Bermuda. And it's sad. I would just be honest to say, I think we were better back in the day. And I don't know what's taken over. We could blame the phones again, but I think we should bring in some more just overall empathy and sharing that. Counselors can share it more, teachers can share it more, just show it more. Because I don't think people understand it. Like, really, just in terms of feeling empathy and feeling what someone else might be feeling, and just putting yourself in their shoes. A lot of people don't have that. And that's why some people can be really cruel to others. So I think it's necessary to teach it outside the homes too, and to have it in the schools.
And further to your point, Maya, a lot of children are spending more time at school with their educators and their peers than they do with their parents at home. So while that should be the expectation, Mark, we just know that it's not the reality, and it's unfortunate. Anthony says, pay attention to what you're raising in your home. Value formative is imperative. And Sean DeShield says many primary schools don't have the necessary resources to efficiently cope with and mitigate bullying. That's unfortunate because the amount of people I know that have degrees in social work, put them to work, help get them in there and have conversations with these children. Anthony B says, worked in schools for decades, impacting programming, 7 habits, coping skills, decision making, the whole gamut. A comprehensive program exists. And then we'll wrap it up with Manuela John says, unfortunately, some bullies are the children of bullies. The family needs to be involved in the situation. This is very true. We can't ignore that. Folks, we've got obviously Maya's on camera, so you don't see her giving me the signal for the news break while she's there. But you know what? It is Sherry's birthday, and Sherry's very, very public about her age. This is her last birthday before the big one, the one that Maya and I will be getting more than a telepathic invite, right? The party, the big one next year. But since it's Sherry's birthday, audience, please send Sherry a big, warm, happy birthday for us. And we're just going to play a little video for Sister Sherry on her birthday.
Happiest birthday, Sherry. You are an amazing person. You're so bubbly. You're so bright. You have such an authentic soul, and I really love doing the show with you. I find you to be the most incredible person when it comes to just being authentically you and caring and sharing. So happiest birthday. I hope you have an amazing day, and love you.
Shut 'em down, Sherry. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. Let's get this summer started.
Yo, whatever. No, but really, seriously. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays, Sherry. Seriously, all jokes aside, thank you for being such a supportive colleague and friend. Wishing you your happiest and healthiest year yet. All right, I said it. Can you pay me now?
All right. What?
Nothing. Go on.
Happy birthday, Sister Sherry. I did not call you a friend. Oh, my goodness. See this part. And you heard the last part. Thanks. Pay me now for saying all that good stuff. Anyway, yes, happy birthday to our dear Sister Sherry. That's my my backbone, my person. Sherry, you got 5 minutes? I just need to talk, please. I just bother everybody else, but honestly, wishing her a great birthday. And Maya, at least she could send us a piece of birthday cake or something, right?
I mean, I don't do cake, but you could get some.
Yeah, I need flourless and dairy-free. Hook a brother up. All right, let's get over to the news break. I have a joke for you today.
Oh no, news break.
Okay, news break, folks. Man, this is mean.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. And as we already stated this morning, jumping into some very tragic news already in Bermuda, because yesterday, shortly after 6:15 p.m. on Tuesday, June 20th, police and other first responders were dispatched to a reported single vehicle road traffic collision involving a motorcycle at the junction of Southside Road and Stocks Road in St. George's. Initial indications are a male motorcycle rider was traveling west on Southside Road when he appeared to have collided with the curb and was ejected from his motorcycle. He was attended at the scene by Bermuda Fire and Rescue until the EMTs arrived. He was subsequently transported by ambulance to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead a short time later. The Bermuda Police Service is aware that already there is footage of the victim at the scene being circulated on social media. They are stressing and appealing to you to please have compassion for the family and the loved ones, and please just stop forwarding the images or the video footage and delete it off your phone immediately. They're also asking anyone with any information to please contact them at the main line at 295-0011. This makes Bermuda's 10th road fatality of the year. Last year, we had 11 in total for 2022, and now we're here in 2023 with 10 at the 6-month mark. So halfway through the year, we're almost surpassing all the fatalities of last year.
Let's put this in context, because I really want people to digest what you just said. Maya just said there were 11 total road fatalities in 2022. We have not hit the midway point yet in 2023. And we are one short of last year's total.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, if nothing can inspire you to slow down, take your time, pay attention, be courteous and considerate of others on the road. If nothing else, just understanding that we are not invincible. And it could be anyone if we're not careful. Let's not wait to learn from our own mistakes or accidents. Let's learn from others before us. So,
Mm-hmm.
condolences and lots of love and comfort to the family, friends, and community impacted by this latest road collision.
Yeah. And just to, reiterate those sentiments, I know we talk to you guys often, every single time we're on this show about it. And I just want to encourage everyone who's watching right now to take the time to speak to someone they love, who they know rides just a little bit too reckless on the roads, and just have a conversation with them today. A quick conversation, even just telling them how much you love them and need them to be careful on these roads. Just something so slight that could probably impact their day or even their life. Just remind them about how dangerous these roads are, and just have that conversation one-on-one with someone that you love today about these road fatalities and probably their reckless behavior. Moving on with some other news, I know Tamara mentioned it yesterday, but here's an update on the BPS officers collision yesterday. Well, the latest update is that the two BPS motorcyclists injured in separate nighttime collisions, one which happened on Friday, the 16th, and the other on Sunday, the 18th, have been discharged from the hospital and continue to recover at home, and inquiries into both collisions still continue. Now, as for road sobriety checkpoints over the holiday weekend, here's a quick image for you guys to see here. But there were 537 motorists engaged for sobriety checks, with 8 arrested on suspicion of impaired driving. 56 stop and search were conducted, with 8 people arrested for outstanding warrants and 1 person arrested for drug possession. A total of 35 moving violation tickets were also issued, and 22 motorists received official written warnings. For the month of June so far, up to the 20th of June, 20 people have been arrested for impaired driving offenses. That's almost 1 every single day. The Bermuda Police Service continues to advise that if you consume alcohol, do not ride or drive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, I remember saying this some years ago, that I think we can blame alcohol and attach it to the culture as much as we want, or any substance, but we all make a decision to take that first sip, that second sip, that first drink, that second drink.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to know our limits, man. This is not a judgment space, but we've got to know our limits. And if you know that you're not a strong person in terms of drinking, you don't have to finish it. It's like food. When a doctor will tell you, look, you want the hot dog, just remove the bread, eat it without. There are people who actually do that just so they can have abs. Why not do it with drinking, knowing it can save your life?
Mm-hmm.
Why not say, you know what? I mean, I don't finish my non-alcoholic beers sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, you don't have to finish that drink if you're feeling buzzed. Anyway, save your life.
I agree. Now, in terms of carnival events, which happened between the 15th of June to the 19th, there were 83 stop and searches conducted and 8 arrests for a combination of drugs and or outstanding warrants. A total of 19 moving violation tickets were also issued, with 1 motorist receiving an official written warning. And that's the end of conclusions for the police reports over the holiday.
Okay.
In other news, soldiers have been swapping out rifles for chainsaws here at our Bermuda Regiment. The Royal Bermuda Regiment ensures that its readiness for the relief work in the event of a hurricane. At least 100 people from the battalion, including command and logistic elements, can be expected to launch into action after a major storm, but the number could double if the resources are needed or expected. The Major, Duncan Simmons, Officer Commander B Company, which has primary responsibilities in the RBR for providing humanitarian aid and disaster relief, said across the regiment during the lead to hurricane season, there's a focus on delivering training that is specific to hurricane response. Major Simmons says, we are typically the first people on the ground after hurricanes, so once the winds subside below hurricane force strengths, where we're in the tropical storm kind of winds, we'd already be on the grounds conducting initial surveys. So they're already setting up and preparing for the hurricane season here in Bermuda.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Parades and hurricanes. Gotta appreciate them.
Several local artists are set to take center stage in this weekend for the 2023 Premier's concert. The public is encouraged to attend the annual event to support the island's creatives. Happening on June 25th at the Earl Cameron Theater, the impressive lineup of performance includes Dakari Love, Hannah Bouchard, and the Bermuda Philharmonic Society, and others. Hosted by the Department of Culture this year, event keeping up with the theme of celebrating Bermuda national heroes. Each of the artists will actually dedicate a performance to one of Bermuda's 8 national heroes. So that's interesting. And the premiere concert is a free event and the spaces are limited, but whoever wishes to attend should register soon.
No interest. Sorry. I mean, I love the Bermudian artists, but I like that part.
I think it's going to be quite interesting, each one dedicating a performance to each hero. I'm curious to see what they come up with. In your sports-related news, though, quite big news for Bermuda. Laura Repose has won Bermuda's first medal at the Special Olympics World Games in Berlin after claiming bronze in the women's 800 meters. As well, beside her, second up was Chris Trott, who has won Bermuda's second medal at the Special Olympic World Games in Berlin, claiming a bronze in the men's 200 meter level B. The team for Bermuda has its highest number of athletes competing the highest number of athletes competing in the Special Olympics, which is 19 athletes, which is a big number for Bermuda to have athletes out there, with over 7,000 who are actually attending and competing in 24 sports. So last year we actually had 8 medals. So right now we've already claimed 2. So we're looking for more coming through in the following days.
That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations. I just remember being around them when they came back from the last one and walking around town with their medals won. The excitement in them, I felt like I won. So love it. Thank you for that, Maya.
Awesome. It's always great when we see the athletes doing well and representing. It's awesome. And today we have some sunny periods, but still a couple of showers around and a high of 81 degrees. So you know the humidity is going to be up there today with some rain, sun, and pretty high heats. All
righty. Thank you so much. And you got some days of the year for us?
Yes, I do. I feel like Sancho and Sherry. The day of the year today is World Music Day. So from Beethoven to Taylor Swift, I'm sure they could have come up with another name. From Beethoven to Beyonce, there's music for everyone. Revisit your old favorites or discover new artists from different cultures on World Music Day. I will say Taylor Swift is a good writer, though. She writes some really good stories.
Yeah. World Music Day, and the daily play today is music. So just because it's you, Maya, I just want to give a joke. Just bear with me. So here's the joke, folks. Here's the joke, and don't go anywhere. We've got Ywione, Darrell coming up from Longtail Learning. All right, here we go. What do you call it when one bull spies on another?
A bullseye.
Let me know, audience. What do you call it when one bull spies on another? Ready?
Go ahead.
A stakeout. Stakeout, like, get it? Like steak. So
why are they cheering? Why isn't the audience laughing? Why did you pick a cheering button? Because you're happy that you.
They're doing me now.
Anyway,
folks, don't go anywhere. We're gonna come back. That was Shara's birthday gift as well, that joke. But we're gonna take a quick break, and hopefully Maya finds her sense of humor during the break. We've got Ywione, Darrell coming up. Longtail Learning.
It's probably 2 inches above your head.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level.
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field. Number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. She's Maya Palacio. I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com, and follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Maya, how's it been so far? You like the co-hosting thing?
Honestly, I can go a while without doing this again.
Oh, wow.
Not in that sense. I just love my little news segment and watch it. This is stressful.
It's stress, folks. Well, let's make the rest of the show easy on our folks. We've got Ywione Darrell coming on from Longtail Learning. Let's give him a warm TDH welcome. Let's get him cheering, not laughing. What's that mean, Maya? What's that mean?
It's a round of applause.
Oh, see, I don't know sign language. Ywione, welcome. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing good, thanks.
You're good. You're good. So tell us a bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Okay, so I am a Bachelor's of Science student in Political Economy at King's College London. But I'm also the co-founder, alongside my other co-founder, Daniel Offset, of Longtail Learning. It's a free tutoring service that we started up in March this year. And the whole idea behind it was that we wanted to give access to tutoring services because we know that, as with everything in Bermuda, it's expensive. So we wanted to give as many people access as we could possibly do so.
Tell me a bit of how did you get here? So you what school did you go? You're now doing political science. Like, how did you get there to realize that there was a need for this?
So it's sort of interesting because for me, this has always been something I've sort of been interested in doing, like organizing a sort of like tutoring or sort of mentorship program. I went Saltus here, but I went Paget Primary for primary school. And so like coming up when I finished when I was in like year 10, year 11 at Saltus, and I saw my brother coming through, my younger brother coming through Paget Primary. I saw how he needed sort of additional help with like reading and stuff like that. And I saw that some of those resources weren't necessarily easily available to him. But my family couldn't necessarily afford the tutoring programs and stuff like that you would pay for. So I just always thought it would be nice to have those sort of access there for you if you needed to. And so that was the whole ethos behind this on my end.
Got you. So creating a service that can provide those who maybe can't afford it and just fill that need. Makes sense. And so you said you came up with the idea with a co-founder. Like, so how did you collaborate? And then obviously you have other people that are on your board, I believe, to make it work.
Yeah.
Like, how did you bring everyone together to say, we need to get this tutoring thing off the ground and, just get them on board?
So the funny thing is that myself and Daniel, we're actually like best friends. So he's been my boy since like year 10. We've went to school at Saltus since I joined in year 7. But with everyone else on the committee, so you have Mackenzie Cole Tuckett. I've known her for a while through debate, and I know that with her experience at Future Leaders and other things like that, she's just been a good person to act as our wellness officer. And then Gabriela Medeiros, who's our middle school coordinator, who's sort of organizing the curriculum on that end. Sky Oliveira, who's doing the IGCSE program for us, and then we have Madison Smith, who's doing marketing for us. And we all grew up in the same sort of like atmosphere. We're all the same age, so we all went to school together. So yeah.
Nice, nice, nice.
So are all of you guys the tutors yourselves as well?
So myself, Daniel, Sky, and uh, Gabriella are tutoring, but we also have recruited other tutors through through uh, just Instagram and other people who are like our age, similar university age students,
All right.
to be tutored.
So again, tutoring. I'm very honest about my experience. I actually did tutoring more at the later part of my education than I did as a child or high school. But when I was in graduate school, I was paying for it myself. So I got a tutor for accounting and finances classes. So I understand the importance of having that support, even at the latter years of my education. In saying that, tutoring usually is specific for certain areas. This person may need help with just math or something like that. What are the IGCSE exams, and how are you preparing students for them?
So I actually acknowledge that as an initial issue that we had, right? So with IGCSEs, it's probably one of the first times that I feel like students get the opportunity to like choose the sort of courses that they're doing. Um, and because of that there's such a wide breadth of different classes that you can take. Uh, what we've chosen to do is focus on, since this is our first year running, we've chosen to focus on English and math tutoring. And the way that we're approaching that is that we've, in the student sign up form, we've made it so that you choose either maths or English. And because another issue is that there's different exam boards for IGCSE, is that we've also made them put in their exam board. But on our side of it, we're also making sure that we're gonna give our tutors a template using like the edXL um, specification of the curriculum for math and English as a baseline to go off of, and then through talking with teachers, through talking with students, through talking with their parents, we can sort of build up a rapport between both of them so that we can best tailor the tutoring towards the student.
Okay.
Can I ask? I actually see it there. Teray has a question that was very similar to mine, but you can ask the race question first. But what students are you prioritizing at Longtail Learning?
So right now we have prioritized mainly public school students. We so since we've had our camp since the campus that's allowing us to do um, run the program is Soltis, we're also accommodating Soltis. We have work academy students who have also signed up and some summer students, but the most part it's for IGCSE at least, it's mainly Cedar Ridge, Berkeley, as well as home school students. And then beyond that, we're gonna do it's just first come first serve.
Okay.
Awesome. My other question for you was, sorry, flipping back. My other question was about just in terms of the tutoring that you guys are doing, like who on board are you all private school students that are like doing this together, or some of you actually came from public school as well, out of curiosity?
So on the committee, it is all private schools, like former private school students. But I can say that uh, among the 17 to 18 tutors that we have, um, there's a pretty decent distribution of public and private.
Great. So you have, sorry, is that in total right now you're tutoring 17 students? You guys have that number already confirmed?
So right now we have some. So what we've done is that because we're tailoring it so that each student has like at least one. I mean, sorry, we want to have at most a tutor has 2 students that they do because we don't want to like overburden them and like decrease the quality of the tutoring with that. So right now we're actually able to take on 22 students. Hopefully, so right now we're actually reaching out a lot more so we can get a bit more tutors right before we actually start up so that we can meet a lot more of that demand. We've actually had around 48 signups for tutors, so we have almost double the demand that we actually have capacity for. Um, so yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
That's really great because it shows that it's a need for what you guys are doing. So to have that many people actually applying for it, like kudos to you. So you know that you're filling a need in this community.
Yeah, thank you.
Entrepreneurship 101, but also community, right?
Yeah, I think, I mean, from my sort of perspective, I think as we had a discussion at first whether we wanted to just do it like almost subsidized tutoring, so where we would charge like $10 per session or something like that. But we were thinking that on top of all the like expensive like summer day camp programs that parents are gonna have to put their children in over the summer, we said we didn't really want to make it a sort of thing where it's an extra added expense. So going back to this whole free thing, Daniel and I have been very adamant on this ourselves. We're like, even if we had to put in money from our own pockets when it came to like supplying supplies for students and stuff like that, we're willing to do so because we're so committed to this idea of just making it accessible to as many people as possible. So yeah.
Okay. Sean DeShields has a question from the audience. He's asking, how can educators who are interested in providing tutoring support sign up?
So currently we're at the point where initially what we wanted to do is we wanted to just have all the university students as tutors, but considering the capacity, the demand that we have for the service, we would encourage you to go on our website, longtaillearning.weebly.com, and sign up as a tutor. Additionally, if you have any sort of feedback or additional things that we can do to sort of make our service better, we would say just reach us on our email at at gmail.com. And we answer back to emails quick and we'll get back to you.
I see the need as to like how grateful it'll be to have like those the people that are just in university, you last age group, like kind of helping the younger generation as well. Basically your generation, truthfully, because the age gap's not that far, and you could really like understand each other in that time, that that sense. You could teach them things about university that they probably have questions to. But can you speak a little bit to that? You lot's vision to see like, no, we need to have university students helping these high school generations. Like what was your thought process, or even just the the why?
I think a big thing about it, and this is part of the reason why we've actually been struggling with capacity bit, is that once you finish high school, what we've been hearing a lot from people is like, oh, I'm done, I'm met all my community service requirements. I don't need to do anything else. So, I don't need to do tutoring. I don't need to do this if it's not paying, sort of thing. And we wanted to sort of create something where, like you said, we're close in age to a lot of these students, or the gap's not that big, where you can sort of still feel that sort of connection to the sort of community service that you're doing, and also create another opportunity for community service that for people who are really interested in it. And hopefully we are able to sort of break down this sort of idea that like just because you're no longer required to do community service, you don't have to do it. Because at the end of the day, like we're doing this because we see the externalities that come from it, the benefits of having students who are able to proficiently do math and English at high school and then take that on to later years, whether that be at university or some other path that they choose.
Yeah. How can people get in touch with you if they want to learn more, be a part of it? Know some students who can benefit from the services you offer.
Yeah. So we have we're on every platform. We're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're not on Twitter, but and Facebook. So look up Longtail Learning Bermuda. You can visit our website, Longtail Learning bda.weebly.com, and email us at that same address, but at gmail.com instead. Additionally, even though we're sort of even though we are filled up for our tutoring program right now, we're going to be launching a university mentorship program to help with entrance support as well as getting support for scholarships this coming fall. And we're going to be recruiting both Bermudian and overseas university students as tutors for this program. So keep an eye out if you or your student missed the the tutoring side of this for the mentorship.
All righty. Thank you so much. Great conversation, and congratulations to you and your team for offering such a service. I like what Maya asked regarding, I think there's a trust thing when people are closer in age, when they see people doing something like this, they look up to them. I think that benefits you guys greatly. So congratulations on what you're doing. Thank you for coming on, and let's keep in touch.
Thank you.
All right, Darrell. Thank you so much. From Longtail Learning, folks, check them out. If you know someone who can benefit, hit them up. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like if you found that conversation helpful. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back. Maya's first time on the other side of the Daily Play. She's right. Teray said, yeah, one good job. You killed it. You're doing very well. So yeah, congrats on the work you're doing. But Maya's first time doing Daily Play. Yeah. Let's break and see what she's for what's up for. I don't know the question yet, by the way.
Hi, welcome to ER Fisheries. I'm Jalen Steed, store manager and trained chef, and I'm here to help you with all of your food needs. Let's talk about why you should come and check out ER Fisheries. We offer the widest range of specialty meats and seafood items at a price point that will absolutely fit your budget. As a chef, I'm able to answer all of your food questions, help you come up with meal ideas, and generally guide you in the right direction. You'll get a custom shopping experience unlike any other food store in Bermuda, where we'll cater to your needs and provide you with excellent customer service. Where else can you get quality cooking advice and quality products? I look forward to helping you with all your meal ideas.
All right, welcome back. Thanks again to Ywione, Darrell, and Longtail Learning for trusting our platform coming in. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can have these conversations on a daily basis. And folks, again, if you appreciated today's discussion or conversation with our guests, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like, and make sure you share this information with your friends, your family, just colleagues, even someone may need it. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Maya, are you ready?
Hold on.
You want to stretch?
Okay.
You want to stretch? Okay. Yes. All righty. So, Maya, you said it's World Music Day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's do it. It's music today, Maya. Here's the question. A Daddy Mac will make you want to do what?
Jump. I have all my P's and Q's. So I'm like, I better get this.
She didn't allow my music.
Come on.
She didn't allow me to get my music going, folks.
Nope. That was an easy one, though. I feel like you took it easy on me.
I picked the first damn card on the block. Hold on, no. I'm picking the next one out. Nah, folks, I'm sorry. You know how I get when they don't let me play my music. That's crisscross jump.
Wait,
folks.
don't be like, what? I see her in the comments. What? Like, nah, you're not that young. Come on.
Here we go.
That's a classic.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't even give you all a chance. All right, here's one. Okay, so this says,
okay.
It says it was a record. Yeah, she ain't invited back to her. She's doing her news. Anyway, all right, here we go. What does Snoop and Pharrell want their girl to know? My favorite girl. You're not fun at this game. No, they wanted Snoop and Pharrell want their girl to know you're my favorite girl. Everyone was going to say beautiful, but it's not.
That's the song. That's the name of the song, though.
But yes, Misha, it's you're my favorite girl. Well, Maya,
I'm sorry, I really didn't give nobody the chance to even respond. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man, Ari is like, I got it. I gotta throw it out there.
Congratulations, my is you know. Let's wrap up the show. We'll come back to this brain of yours. It's, folks, you know, I tell you what happened in Vegas when we went to the tables. This is not normal. Okay. I don't know. I can't speak on it, but I'm seeing invited back. So my like final thoughts: the school bullying, and then obviously the conversation with Ywione about Longtail learning.
School bullying, man. I really wish that Sanja and Shai were on the show, as well as the guys, because I know that almost everyone on the show has children or has worked in social services and has helped in these situations. And I know they have a lot of insight to give and empathy. And it's just, I really feel for what happened. I do want to just big up the mother in this situation, because like she really did. She went hard for a child, and that's what we need. We need more of that. We need more of parents believing, like this was from experience, parents believing their children and standing up for them and riding with them, you know, and helping them to overcome. So we need more of that, but we also need a lot more empathy on this island. We need to teach more and love more. There's needed more of that and more accountability for actions of what people are doing. So in terms of bullying, I feel like that's where I stand on that. In terms of long-term learning, great conversation. It was a really great thing they're doing. I remember having a similar conversation with my friend Azaria about like, you know, we really need help with how to get into universities. I think it was such a juxtaposition in hearing about her experience, because she went to Soltis and I went to Cedar Bridge, and how the Soltis counselors, you know, they assisted them, they told them what the college is, and, you know, they helped them apply, all this stuff. And I was just like, I had to figure out how to do everything myself. Like, you know, in public school, we didn't have that type of support or help to figure out like the next steps, where to go, unless you're really close to the teacher that would assist you. And if they knew, you know, that'll be a thing, but it wasn't mandatory or anything. You know, our counselors, you know, they assisted us on like, oh, what school do you want to go to and blah, blah. But when it came to applying on BermudaScholarships.com, that was the hardest thing for me, probably. Like that whole setup, that website was way too old. And it was just like, it was hard to apply or to learn how to do it. And I needed super help. I couldn't even do it my first year. I was like, I don't understand this website. I can't do it. I had to wait till next year to really try to apply for places and do it properly. But yeah, what they're doing is so important. We need that help, especially at young ages, for someone to be our age to assist us. It's a great thing. It's a really great thing.
Yeah, I echo everything you said. As far as the school bullying, I just don't think it's a healthy environment for either the bully or the victim of the bully. I think that there needs to be we need to reevaluate and look at how we handle it. I'm not quite sure the response from the department is a 2023 response, if that makes sense. So people, speak to your children. Speak to your children about the negative impact. And, you know, as the mom said, her child didn't know how to communicate it to the school, so she went and told the school, right? Speak to your children, because your children could be going through things that they're not communicating to others out of fear, right? So let's bring an end to it. As far as long-tail learning, I echo everything Maya said. I mean, they're fulfilling a need. There's a need for what is they're offering, and my hope is that more people take advantage of it, and that they continue to grow. It's very new, but I'm impressed and inspired by these young people taking this opportunity to give back in the manner that they are. So
definitely.
Yeah, it's
And
incredible.
keep your statistics, long-term learning. Keep all your statistics, and I'm sure someone's going to want to jump on board and help sponsor you guys and give you guys all the equipment that you might need to help further this program and take it to the next step that you need. So keep your statistics and run it down for the year.
Indeed. You've got some daily inspiration for us?
Yes, daily inspiration is actually one of my very favorite quotes, and actually kind of compiles to everything we're talking about today. But it's from George Santayana, and it's, "A child educated only at school is an uneducated child."
Mm-hmm. Parents, you have a job. Guardians, you have a job. That daily inspiration is brought to you by E.R. Fishers. Folks, let Maya know how much of an awesome job she did today by not making me sit out here by myself. Please give her some love and let her know she done well, and we can't wait to have her back, as long as she doesn't do me like that in the daily play. All right. Please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Walls, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Maya Palacio. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. Word is out. Peace.